I'm Boob, play bass in Capdown, and I'm in Leeds.
I'm also in Leeds, I'm also in Capdown, and I'm called Keith, and I play guitar. We started quite young, I guess. We all came from the same school and whatnot, and so we started jamming together and playing together at secondary school, really. So we must have been like 14 or 15.
Yeah.
Fucking long time ago now. And it was a way of just enjoying ourselves, basically, because we couldn't really... It's a bit of a funny town, Milton Keynes, and we lived just outside of Milton Keynes at the time. There wasn't much to do, so picked up the instruments and got cracking. Really, that's what we did.
But I think it was, we never realised at the time how that other people liked our band. Do you know what I mean? Like, we loved the playing first of all, and then things just started snowballing, and suddenly it was 5 years later. There was no conscious point, you know. But I think when Steve Lamacq first played our record on the radio, that was a kind of a moment of, actually, we're a band. This is, do you know what I mean? Like, that's quite a big deal at the time. So yeah, I mean, we played a support show at the Underworld. I can't even remember who it was with, and he was there, and he said, "Oh, like, I'm Steve, really like your band," and he said, "John Peel gave me your demo tape," and we were just like, "Oh my God." So yeah, that was pretty surreal at a young age, having no real idea about the music industry or any of it, you know. Just, we got to play the Underworld. That was brilliant, you know. Awesome.
I guess we got to work as well, in the sense that we were still quite young, but we ended up sort of thinking about it like, let's get a van and let's do it properly. And I think that was one of the keys to us, man, you know, going up and down the country so often. And there's such an audience, was the fact that we really did sort of say, let's do it, you know, let's get out there and do it, rather than sit and wait around, you know what I mean? So
I mean, we were quite lucky that we were in a situation that we could get a van sorted out, you know.
That's
But we lived in that van. It wasn't it wasn't luxury or anything, and it was just that thirst for playing live. And I think that's, if we look back, that's the thing that we probably did too much to the detriment of actually writing music and actually spending time in, like, to us when we were kids, going to the studio was a way of going back out to tour and going to Germany and Switzerland and Slovenia, wherever, you know.
I don't think we ever really made the record that we wanted to.
No, we never did. Honestly, it. You know, we never did the thing.
We weren't very good at it. So
that looking back, what it was really about, because for us it was about staying up till 4 a.m. in a squat in Germany and talking about politics. That's what it was about. Do you know? And playing live, and we still love playing live. That's why we do things like this. It's because we get to see each other and have that thing with people. And it's not the applause, it's not the sold out room or anything, it's the being with people. We see each other less than we did, but we're all... I mean, I've known Tim since I was 5 or 6, you at the same time, you know, so we've known each other a long time. And we've gone through those bits of life together that you go through, do you know what I mean? Like, some of us have got kids, some of us are married, what have you. And that's always been... It's always been more about our relationships than it has anything else, do you know what I mean? Than it was about getting to a point or getting on a tour or, you know, or whatever it was. So I hear myself say stuff like that, and then you just realise it sounds cheesy as shit, right? Yeah. And you hear loads of other people say that stuff, and it's probably true for them as well. But it is, you know, it genuinely is. It's, we're lucky in that respect, I think. You know, what we did get on those records was the energy of what we do live. We didn't craft perfect albums and perfect running orders and these bits. Like, some of the songs we play now, we play them live the way they should have been recorded.
Differently. Right.
So these bits that aren't in them and these bits that are slightly doubled up or whatever, because that's how it should have happened. When we listen to those, the older albums especially, it sounds completely different. It's so far removed from what it is in my head. I don't know if you get the same. If you get the same thing.
But we never really spent too much time learning how to write songs properly, I guess. We were, as Boo said, we were more interested in getting back out on tour and going to see people and getting in there, sort of thing. So, some of the bands we toured with, and some of our crew, and they're people I'll know till I die. Do you know what I mean? Like, they know my kids, they know I know their kids. That's really what it's about for us. And I think that thing about you know, the work of being in a band in the music industry, I think we always felt like we were on the outside of that, and never and even doing things like this to some extent is that this isn't, sitting on the sofa isn't why we got into a band, to talk to a camera or whatever. And there's a whole load of that stuff that you ended up doing when you were on the treadmill, when you were in a band and it was what you did. It was all the time, you've got to go and do this, go and do that. And no, there's very little of that. You know, we do
we don't print T-shirts. Like, what? No, do you know what I mean? Like, we get paid enough money to play our music, that's great. We're not going to then go and start trying to make an avenue out of everything that's going on, you know? We're lucky for what we got, and to be frank, printing up a load of shirts is just a load of work. We don't want to do you know, so like, yeah, and I think what I'd like to feel is, because this is how we feel, is it's genuinely us just partying and playing those songs again. And that's it.